Good evening, everybody. How are you feeling tonight? I'm tired once again. As you might have guessed, I was up late last night watching the movie, so I've been kind of sleepy all day today. Indeed, I almost fell asleep here in my chair before recording my video, which would have been bad. Today was relatively quiet. The kids were with my in-laws, so we had to go get them. Before we did that, we had to do shopping. Well, we didn't have to go shopping, but my wife wanted to go shopping, so we did some shopping. We walked around some spaces for a long time, and I got kind of tired, but it's fine. We had lunch. We got the kids. They both got haircuts. I gotta get good pictures of the kids' haircuts. We came home. We both kind of fell asleep in the middle of the afternoon. And then we realized it was already 6 o'clock. Like, what do we eat for dinner? So we went out for dinner. It's fine. So yeah, overall kind of a quiet, unremarkable day. So I'll answer a question. The question is, if you were a waiter and had a rude customer, what would you do? Well, I've had many jobs. I know people on Twitter lately have been answering 5 jobs they've done. I didn't answer that one, but I had a lot of little jobs. Most of the late 90s was me working customer, like direct customer service jobs, just not serving tables. But it's fine. I did a lot of jobs where I was dealing directly with customers, and it's tough. It's really tough, especially when you're dealing with I worked in a movie theater for many years. I worked for the post office for many years at the front counter. And even though those are two very different places to work, in both cases you're there and you're doing your job, and people who are coming in, they're either looking for entertainment, or they're looking to just do something that they probably don't want to do. Like, I just need to do this. And in both cases, if they're in a bad mood, they're going to take it out on you. And they don't really care. They don't really care how you feel about things. And so I met plenty of rude people. And yeah, lots of rude people. People who used, profanity at me. People who just stared at me. People who glared at me. I mean, I think there was at least one guy who really, really wanted to fight me. And I was like, just telling you what's up, sir. And that's the key. The key that I always found is that when you deal with a customer, you have to be more polite than anything else. You don't have to be friendly. You don't have to like what they're going to say. The customer's always right is incorrect. What's that movie? The source escapes me right now. But someone replies to the customer is always right with, the customer is always an asshole. And it's like, no. Yeah, customers are wrong all the time. You want them to feel happy when the situation resolves, but guess what? If they want something for free, they're not going to be happy. If they want to break the rules so they can go ahead of everybody else, they're not going to be happy. Not when I know the rules. So, yeah. When it came to me and dealing with customers, I always tried to get them what they wanted. And if I couldn't get them what I wanted, I always tried to tell them why I couldn't do that. And probably the worst feeling in the world is when you tell someone why you can't do something and they ask you why, and the only answer you can give them is like, I'm not able to do that. I literally cannot do that. I'm not the person in charge. And it's really hard. It's really hard when you work a job and you deal direct with customers, because you can't direct every customer to someone who's above you. You just can't. You have to answer questions all day. And when people are, when they don't want to hear no, they get upset with you. God knows I tried to hand them off to somebody else sometimes, but sometimes there is no way. Sometimes you've got a line of 100 people waiting, and you can't just call over someone to help you. It's like, look, I'm helping all these people, and you're going to have to wait. Yeah. And it doesn't always end well. Thankfully, no one ever physically injured me. No one ever like screamed at me. Yeah, no one ever really like screamed at me. I got some people who were very angry at me. I remember I got one customer on the phone at the post office who just started crying. That was the closest thing when it came to screaming at me. They just started crying because they mailed something to another city and it didn't get there. And she started bawling. And she's like, "You don't know what you've done to this family." And, it's like, what did I do? I didn't do anything, okay? I don't think I even helped this person. They're looking for mail that we don't have. It's somewhere in America. And it felt terrible, I didn't know what to tell this person. Again, I'm not the person in charge. The person in charge of me isn't going to be in charge of all the mail in the world. You try to be nice, you try to tell them what happened, and then it's like eventually it's just like I don't know what I can tell you, you know? So I'm very grateful that I never had to wait tables because that is a very hard job. I know for a long time I didn't respect people who waited tables. When I was a young person, I didn't understand the importance. I didn't consider the importance of tipping. Tipping is terrible. It's a terrible system, but you literally have to do it. You have to do it because if you don't, people who serve you do not they don't make ends meet. And it's terrible and it's totally fucked up that we made a system where people have to get paid extra by customers in order to make the bare minimum wage. But that's how it works in America. So whenever I go to America, I gotta do some math and I gotta tip. That was another thing recently. People talk about how to tip less. Like, you don't tip less. You just don't. You tip because otherwise no one can do that job and live their lives. Anyway, I forgot to set the timer today, so I have no idea if it's been 5 minutes. I hope it's been 5 minutes because I'm very sleepy and I've got work tomorrow. So, good night, everybody. I love you.